a respectable human being possibly cannot come near to that infinite, immeasurable reality. What you see in totality is the truth. Understanding comes through being aware of what is. We see that our living, our action, is always within the field of destruction, within the field of sorrow. Like a wave, confusion and chaos always overtake us. There is no interval in the confusion of existence. When you seek, you are only window shopping. To understand yourself is the beginning of wisdom. An individual is the little conditioned, miserable, frustrated entity, satisfied with his little gods and his little traditions, whereas a human being is concerned with the total welfare, the total misery, and total confusion of the world. The moment you have achieved anything, you cease to have that quality of innocence and humility. The moment you have a conclusion or start examining from knowledge, you are finished. For then you are translating every living thing in terms of the old. The moment you give your total attention to your conditioning, you will see that you are free from the past completely, that it falls away from you naturally. When we look at ourselves with the dead authority of yesterday, we will fail to understand the living movement and the beauty and quality of that movement. Nobody need tell you how to look, you just look. Your mind cannot be alive if it is caught in opinions, judgments, and values. To know what is, we need an extraordinarily astute mind. What is not static, surely. It is constantly moving. Seeing is acting. So long as the animal is patted, he reacts nicely. But the moment he is antagonized, the whole violence of his nature comes out. You are always living in the past with the dead. To come in contact with the tree, you have to put your hand on it, and the word will not help you to touch it. A confident man is a dead human being. Learning is a constant movement without the past. Concentration is exclusion. Attention is awareness, which excludes nothing. You can give your whole attention only when you care. Such attention is like living with a snake in the room. Such a state of attention reveals the totality of yourself in an instant. A mind that is no longer groping, searching, or questioning can move in a totally different dimension, where there is no conflict, no sense of otherness. A mind that is all the time seeking pleasure must inevitably find its shadow, the pain. Pleasure comes into being through 4 stages: perception, sensation, contact, and desire. A mind which is not crippled by memory has real freedom. A natural reaction of desire to any beautiful thing is perverted by thought. There is no such thing as freedom of thought. Anything that is the result of memory is old and therefore never free. Thought is never new, for thought is the response of memory, experience, knowledge. Thought, because it is old, makes this thing which you have looked at with delight and felt tremendously for the moment, old. From the old you derive pleasure, never from the new. There is no time in the new. It is the struggle to repeat and perpetuate pleasure which turns it into pain. If you want to end pleasure, which is to end pain, You must be totally attentive to the whole structure of pleasure, not cut it out as monks and sannyasis do. You cannot think about joy. Living in the present is the instant perception of beauty and the great delight in it, without seeking pleasure from it. To run away from fear is only to increase it. Fear is movement from the state of certainty to the state of uncertainty. Thoughts are responsible for fear. When the thought projects itself psychologically as the future and the past, creates fear as well as pleasure. Fear comes into being when I desire to be in a particular pattern. Identification is a process of self-forgetfulness. We are afraid to be empty. We are afraid to look at our fears. A mind is made dull by the weight of knowledge. A mind is made dull by the past, the future. Intelligence comes into being only when we are passively aware of ourselves. A thought is always in fragments. A mind can look at the total fear only when there is no movement of thought. The mind cannot experience anything new because its approach is always through memory, through recognition. And that which is recognized through memory is not truth, creation, or reality. Time is the interval between the observer and the observed. It is the interval between idea and action. We have separated living from dying, and the interval between the living and the dying is fear. To know that one is in a certain condition, in a certain state, is already a process of liberation. The more trouble there is in the world, psychologically and in every other way, you enclose yourself in some kind of security, either that of a bank account or that of an ideology. Or else you turn to prayer. You go to temple.